This video will be enlightening you regarding all the study visa processes for universities in USA. The speaker of this webinar is a professional and she is an expert in the cases regarding to USA visa process. She has a total experience of 5 years and has tackled a lot of study visa cases. She is a very erudite member of AbGyan Overseas. This video is a recording of our live webinar.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are about to start in just 2 to 3 minutes as students are joining. So we are just accepting the request and we will be start within next 2 to 3 minutes. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me? Am I audible to you?
Hello, yes, ma'am, you are audible and
Okay.
is also visible.
Okay. So, good afternoon, all. This is Shalu from AbGyan Overseas, and thank you all for gathering here. Today, we are going to talk about undergrad degrees in the USA. So, let's move ahead. And your question and answers we are going to take by the end of this webinar. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to tell you about AbGyan Overseas. So AbGyan Overseas came from the Chroma campus. As you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see Chroma campus. So AbGyan Overseas is powered by Chroma campus, which was established in 2010. And we are one of the top educational institutes from the last 12 years. And we are collaborating with more than 600 universities around the globe. Here, we are not talking about only USA, but other countries as well. Our company founders and board of directors have years of n numbers of years of corporate experience in educational industries. So this is all about AbGyan Overseas. Now let's move ahead for the USA. So this is the map of the USA. As you can see, every state denotes a university or a college. If you talk about California, there are a lot of Californian state universities and other universities as well. And if we talk about Texas, there are UT Austin, University of Texas Austin, UT Dallas, North Texas universities, and n number of universities in every state. And there are more than 5,000 plus universities and colleges in the USA. So now we are going to talk about the USA process flow. It is one of the most important slides of this webinar. So these are 9 major steps we need to take if we are going to apply for USA webinar. So first step is counseling, like what should we do, what kind of university we select, and how do we proceed with the application and all. So we'll discuss in the counseling process. Next is the preparation of standardized exams. So what kind of exams you need to take, whether university require any exam or not. So we are going to talk about this in this step. And next is the university shortlisting. In this step, after taking all the exams and all, what kind of university will be for which we will be eligible for and all, and then we'll proceed with the application process. कि किस तरह के documents we need to prepare, SOPs, LORs, whether university require transcripts and all, whether university is accepting backlogs, and if they are accepting it, so how many backlogs they are accepting it. Once we'll complete the admission process, which is like submitting the application, and if university accepted our application, we'll receive a email notification from the university side that they have received the application and they are accepting it. So once the application is accepted, university will ask you to submit your financial documents to get the offer letter from the university, which is I-20. Financial documents can be anything which is proving that you can pay the tuition fee of that particular program. Once you submit the financial document, university will proceed with your I-20 process. And after receiving the I-20, you can proceed with the visa process, which is filling out the DS-160 application, paying the service fee payment, and booking the biometrics and visa slots. After booking these slots and all, you can give the biometrics and visa interview. Here in the USA, you need to book the 2 slots. First is the biometrics, second is the visa interview. After clearing out the visa interview, you can your visa will be approved and you can go to the US. Now we'll proceed with the next slide, which is about the education system in the USA. Here you can see 2 types of names for the programs. On the left side, you'll see general terms that we usually denote, and on the right side, you'll see some particular terms. So in the USA, like after completing the secondary education, you can go for vocational training if you just want to do a 1-year program or course to get a job. So you can do vocational training program, which is also called certificate programs. It is a 1-year program. And if you want to learn about something about that program, not that deeply, but you want to learn more in that program, then you can go for associate degree. These are also called diploma degrees in India and other countries. And it is of 2 years generally. And first year students of that associate degree is called freshman. And second year student of that associate degree is called sophomore. And if you want to deeply learn about that particular program, we say computer science, it is a 4-year program. For that, there are the same terms which we usually know. First year students are called freshmen, second year students are called sophomore, third year students are called juniors, and final year students are called seniors. So in here in USA, you can do PhD or doctoral program directly after pursuing the bachelor's degree. There's no need to do master's degree. In some programs there is. And if you want to do master's degree, you can do master's degree after bachelor's, then you can proceed with the doctoral degree. Unlike in India, like you need to do master's degree, then you can do only PhD degree, not before that. So this is all about the educational system in the USA. Now we'll proceed with next step, which is types of degrees offered in the USA. So here we are gathered for bachelor undergrad degree. So here there are majorly 2 types of degree in the USA. First is the associate degree and second is the bachelor's degree. So major associate degree is of 2 years as we discussed earlier, and bachelor degree is of 4 years. And associate degree is generally offered by community colleges, and bachelor's degree is offered by any university and college of the USA. And associate degree is also called as foundation degree in other countries like UK, and advanced diploma or 2-year diploma in Canada and India as well. And in associate degree, if you're just looking for a job after your post-secondary education, you can go for associate degree. And if you want to learn deeply about that particular area of study, you can go for bachelor's degree. And as we discussed earlier in the previous slide, in USA, for some after some bachelor's degree, you can directly proceed with the doctoral program. So now let's move to the next slide. Now we are going to talk about the time schedule of the USA. So in USA, there are major 2 terms. First is the fall intake, second is the spring intake. Fall intake, also called August, which where program starts in August or mid-September, and spring intake, where program starts in mid-January or February first week. So if you are planning for next year, which is fall 23, then and if you have not started your preparation of your standardized exams, if you are planning for it, so you can start preparing for them, and you can give those exams, and within a month you can get the results of these exams. Generally, the application process, like application form for fall things, are released by the month of October and November. And if you're looking for scholarships and if you want, university will take your application on the priority basis, we'll recommend to apply to the university on the priority deadlines, which generally opens in October, November, and December. These 3 months are very crucial for priority deadlines for good universities. And if you're not you just want admission in the university, you are not prioritizing scholarships and all, then you can apply in the USA university till May month, but every university has a different deadline, so proceed specifically for that. Now if we, after submitting the application, you'll receive the I-20, and you'll receive the I-20 by the month of March and June. And after completing the visa process and all, you can go for the visa interview, and you can good to go for the US. But here, please remember that after getting the visa approved, you can travel to US within the 30 days of the program start date, not before that. Okay. And same is the procedure for spring intake, just the timeline will change. Like you can start coaching in the month of December, January, and Feb if you're going for spring intake, and application will start in the month of April. Like if still you're planning for January 23, you can go for most of the universities have started applications for spring intake, and this will be the same procedure as for the fall intake. Now we'll move ahead. Now, and entry criteria for the undergraduate programs. And if you are planning for any degree which is associate or bachelor's, you need to have 12 years of education, means post-secondary education. And minimum, if you ask about the minimum education criteria, like minimum GPA, what kind of GPA you have. So as per US standard, you need to have a GPA of 2.5 or 3. And as per Indian standard, you need to score at least 55 to 60% to get into the good university of the USA or college. And for English proficiency, you can score around TOEFL, for TOEFL, which is 71 to 80. And for IELTS, 6, no band less than 6. And there are some universities which are accepting SAT score, which requires SAT score actually. So for that, you need to score around 1000 plus score to get into the university. If your score is less than this score, then there are some if and you are submitting the scores to the application to the university, then university it can decrease your chances to get into the admit. So here we have listed some universities which are accepting undergrad programs. University of Nebraska, Lincoln, Baylor University, University of South Florida. Now we'll move ahead and learn about the transfer students. So as if you are studying in the for a bachelor program in India and you're a first year or second year student, now you want to complete your this degree from the US. So you can transfer your degree to the US university, and for that you need to do best evaluation, and you can complete your remaining degree in the US. You don't have to like again repeat those 4 years, those 2 years that you have spent in India. And SAT is generally not required for US like universities, but if you're looking for scholarships, then SAT scores are required. And best evaluation you can do, because for transfer student best evaluation is mandatory, and for some university whether they accept transfer students or not, best evaluation is mandatory. For example, San Jose University, San Jose State University, it requires best evaluation for every program if you're going for that. And there are some universities that we have listed here which are accepting students with IELTS score whose score is like score is less than 5.5. For example, Canada College, College of San Mateo CSM, Skyline College. So these are some colleges which are accepting students with low English proficiency test scores if their percentage in grade 12 is more, like more than 60%. Now we'll move ahead with the next slide, which is about standardized exams. SAT and ACT, as you can see, that it is not mandatory for every university, but for some university it is required. But TOEFL, IELTS, and PT, these are English proficiency exam. It is mandatory for all the universities. So here SAT means scholastic aptitude test. It is of total 1600 marks and time duration is 3 years. Previously for SAT, there were 3 major sections. First, evidence-based reading and writing. Second, math. And third one is essay, which was optional. But from January 2021, It was stopped uh, from the college board organization, which is conducting the SAT exam. So now there are only two major sections: evidence-based reading and writing, and maths. So both are of 800 marks. Now we'll get to know about the SAT exam mode. Like it is conducted by college board, and what will be the mode of exam? It will be written based. There will be no online mode of exam like computer based test. You can register for SAT exam through online or via mail. And it is valid for 5 years. And if you're going to give the SAT exam in India, so general registration fees is $60 and non-US regional fees is $49. So in total, you need to pay $109 if you're going to take SAT exam in India. And we'll talk about the centers. So there are total 53 institutions in 30 Indian cities. There are some examples that we have listed out: Mumbai, New Delhi, NCR, Hyderabad, Chennai, Kolkata, Pune, Jaipur, Lucknow, Mohali. And it is conducted 5 times a year. So March, May, August, October, December. So if you're planning for spring 23 or fall 23, so by next month, which is in August, you can take the SAT exam, and if you're fully prepared for it. So now we'll talk about ACT. ACT is American College Testing. It is it is conducted by it is required by college and universities of the USA, and its score ranges from 36, and sub scores range from 1 to 80. It is also conducted 5 times a year, which is September, October, December, April, and June. And after 5 weeks of this test, you can report directly after like Thursday after the test date. ACT here there are also is writing option, but it is not banned in for ACT. So if you are opting for writing option because some university requires subject test, then you can go for writing option. And there are some universities which require general ACT scores, so you can go for non-writing options. So for non-writing option, the fee is $150. And if you're going to take writing option also, then the fee will be $166. So the fee, this fee can vary, it can be changed. And apart from, like, there are some options that this website provides, like you can transfer, you can send your ACT score to some universities. If you are exceeding that limit, then you need to pay $13 for a report if you want to send to other universities as well. Now we'll talk about ACT only. So it is conducted by ACT Incorporated. It is its mode of exam is computer based. So in SAT it was handwritten, but it was for ACT it is computer based. You can register for ACT exam online, and it is valid for 5 years. And its centers are in many cities of India, so you can check these centers like Mumbai, New Delhi, Hyderabad, Chennai, etc. So duration of this test is 2 hours 55 minutes without writing test. And if you're opting for writing test, then its duration will be 3 hours 35 minutes, which is 40 minutes extra than non-writing test. So now we'll move ahead about the total cost per annum for bachelors in the USA. So if you're going for bachelor's in the USA, and for 1 year, if you're tuition fee will be 18,000, approx $19,000 for 1 year. It can vary program to program, and living cost is it's about $15,000, and it also can be different as per your standard of living and as per your location. So total cost in total will be around $34,000. And if you're doing any part-time job there, as which is CPT, we'll talk about this later in the next slides. So if you're earning part-time there, then you can earn around 6 to 7,000 US dollars. And then if we like the net cost will be which is about $27,600. Yeah, there are chances that you'll get scholarships in the USA. There are USA provide a lot of scholarship than other countries. So, and if you're working part-time there, on campus when your classes are going on, so you can work 20 hours per week. And like generally money spent, like if you are going to spend amount 27,000 or dollars, you are going to spend around a year for this. So now let's move ahead about the financial aid. So in the previous slide, we had talked about the what are the expenses that we are going to bear in the USA. So how we can less those expenses. So we can ask university for the scholarships. So there are two types of scholarships that university provide: need based, merit based. So in need based, they do not evaluate your academic qualification and all. You can, after receiving the admit, you can email the university or you can contact your DSO that you'll not be able to bear all these expenses, so you're looking for financial aid, and university can provide you some scholarship on need based. And but on merit based, while you are submitting the applications, there are some universities which ask your scholarship essays and that evaluate your academic profiles, and according to that they will provide you scholarships. We have students who have received scholarship of $10,000 also per year as per their academic qualifications. So we generally help with the merit based scholarships, but we can guide you how you can get need based scholarships as well. So now let's move ahead with the next slide, work rights. So there are two types of work you can do while you are on F1 visa, which is a student visa. One is on-campus employment. Second one is off-campus employment. Off-campus employment is of two types: CPT, OPT. CPT is curricular practical training, and OPT is optional practical training. So major difference between CPT and OPT is this: like CPT you can do while doing your graduation, but OPT you can do after completing your graduation. Okay, now on this slide we are going to talk about work rights, which is on campus. As we discussed earlier, while doing your graduation, while studying in the in a particular university, you can do part-time jobs for 20 hours per week. um, and you can do full-time job 40 hours per week during holidays. Here we are talking about like summer holidays or winter holidays. And there are some examples of jobs: teaching assistantship, research assistantship, fellowship, hourly employment, food service and library, event coordinator, laboratory assistant. So first three position which that I here talked about: teaching assistantship, research assistantship and fellowship. These are majorly for master graduate students who are going to do master there or PhD there. They can get a teaching assistantship and research assistantship and fellowship. But last two options, that it can be done by any student, whether they are associate student or for undergrad degree. Now we are going to learn about CPT. So CPT, which is curricular practical training, here it is a complex definition here, like alternate work or study, internship, cooperative education, or any other type of required internship or practicum, which is offered by sponsoring employers through cooperative agreement with the school. So this is the complex definition that you will not be able some of you will not be able to understand. So in simpler terms, CPT allows international students with F1 visa, which is student visa, to gain work experience through employment training and paid internship. So it provides you an opportunity to gain actual employment experience while pursuing your graduation. And it is also an integral part of established curriculum. Like there are some programs which provide internship of core programs which allow you to do internship by the end of your final year and all. So it comes under the CPT. So to be eligible for the CPT, you need to study 9 months full time in the USA on F1 visa. And you can do, like for CPT, 20 hours per week you can do, and part times which is less than 20 hours per week. And if you're doing part time CPT, which is less than 20 hours per week, then you'll not be eligible for OPT, which is optional training period. Now we'll talk about just a second, which is optional practical training. So as I told you, the major difference between CPT and OPT is OPT we can do after completing our graduation. So it is available to those students like who are studying in the US full-time basis, at least for a year. Like some universities have programs, master program of 1 year, and some have of 2 years as well. And for bachelor, it is of course 4 year degree, and for associate degree, it is of 2 years. So you can work at least for a year for in OPT period. And if you're going for STEM program, which is related to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, then you will get the OPT or extension of 24 months, which is of 2 years. After completing your graduation on F1 visa, you can work in the USA for 24 months. And OPT period like varies from 1 year to 3 years, depends on the program to program. So now, if you're working on OPT in the USA, now your employer wants want to increase your contract, which is more than 2 years or 3 years, then he can convert your convert your F1 visa to H1B visa, which is work permit visa. And for if you're going for management program in the USA, then your OPT period will be of 1 year only. Now let's move to the next slide, which is about mostly we usually want to go to the US to study in the US for this slide only. Like there are a lot of MNCs headquarters are there, like Amazon, Apple, Google, Dell. So that's why everyone wants to go USA, because it is a IT hub. So now you have completed your application and you have received the admit. Now what about the funds? How will you who can sponsor you, and who can how can you get this scholarship, and from what kind of funds are required to submit to get the I-20? So here there are some examples of that. Either if you are working and if you're self-funding yourself, you can provide funds to yourself, and your parents can also provide your funds, grandparents are also, but they should be blood relative. If any other person is sponsoring you, for example your uncle or aunt, then they need to provide a sponsorship letter or affidavit that they are sponsoring you this amount, and they need to provide a proof of that as well. And amount should be in liquid funds only. And it should be in saving account. It can be any bank, MNC bank, scheduled bank, private bank. And if you're showing the fixed deposit or PPF, GPF, any other provident fund amount, it should be withdrawable, and it should be mentioned in that particular document that this amount is withdrawable, and it can be withdrawable at any time. And you can take the loan, education loan, but guarantor should be there, and interest. Okay, so after getting the loan and once you complete your graduation, then you can pay the loan EMI in the amount. Now we'll move ahead about the courses. Okay, there are some students who are confused about what to do after 12th. So here we have listed out some programs that you can pursue after your post secondary education. If you are from science stream with mathematics, you can go for these programs which are listed on left hand side, which is computer science, data science, mechanical engineering, software engineering, and construction or civil engineering. And if you are going for if you are from medical stream, which is science with biology, you can go for these programs. Now we'll talk about if you are from commerce stream, so what kind of programs you can go for.
Can you tell which will be better, like computer science or tech and software engineering?
uh, Thank you for asking this question. We'll discuss your doubt by the end of this webinar. Like it's just slide 2 to 3 slides are only left, so we are going to take your questions. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are some students from commerce background as well. They have commerce with maths as well, and there are some commerce without maths. So they can go for these programs. So if you're from with math background, you can go for finance and accounting. You can go CA and business administration, management studies, and economics. There are other programs as well. And same goes with commerce without math background students. You can go for these programs. Okay, so now if you are from arts background, what kind of programs you can go for? So these are some examples of some programs. You can go for BA, you can go for fine arts. In fine arts, we can say that like theater and all. There are some universities which provide these kind of programs. You can go for journalism and mass media communication, and there are a lot of programs that we have not listed here. So you can go for these kind of programs. So this was it about this webinar. So if you have any question, you can ask me. I'll be happy to answer. Yeah. Someone was asking me a question about computer science or some other program, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Hi, Kushal.
hello.
Yeah. Kaushal, you were asking the question?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was basically asking that like which one course will be better to do in US after 12, like computer science or software engineering?
Computer
What
science will be,
the difference?
better option apart from like than the software engineering program, because in computer science you will get to learn everything, whether it is data science, artificial intelligence, or software engineering part courses as well. But in software engineering there are some courses that you will not be able to learn, that you are going to learn in computer science program. That's why computer science program is more competitive than the software engineering.
So which state will be best in US for doing like, or which college will be best and cheap?
Your voice is not quite audible. Can you please repeat your question?
Yeah, is it audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was asking which state or which college will be cheap and best for doing computer science in US.
State, I would say California or New York or Texas. These three states are best for like uh, job opportunities. But for tuition fee, like you need to choose one thing here. Like if you're going for cheaper colleges, then you need to like check other location as well. Like there are some colleges in Virginia as well, there are some colleges in Georgia as well, where that are providing of computer science program and other programs which less tuition fee. But job opportunities, if you are talking about, then there are less as compared to these locations. So if I talk about California, so there's a location called Silicon Valley. There are some colleges which are near that location, which are good for job opportunities. So
No,
like
actually, I want
mhm,
a place with good job opportunity only.
yeah, then you can go for these location as well, and our team will also contact you for this thing, will provide you some good options with other job location as well, apart from California, New York, Texas. There are some location in like New Jersey as well, and Massachusetts as well. It is also a good location, you can
So
go for that.
basically, what is the starting of the fee structure in California and New York? I think it's like 10 to 12 lakhs,
Hmm.
and I
Hmm.
am not able to find any colleges in like 10 to 12 lakh. That is a high budget, if you know.
Hmm.
That's not even low. So
Hmm.
how can I just apply that colleges?
So for 10 to 12 lakhs, if you're going for USA, it is around like 9 to 10,000 US dollars per year. So for that tuition fee, there are some colleges in this location, but these colleges would be of low rank. As if we are going to talk about Tandon College, New York, University of New York, Tandon,
So in
and other
lower rank
colleges.
colleges, there is not job opportunities, not
No,
much
I'm
job.
not talking about that. Like low rank colleges do not have job opportunities. They have job opportunities, but ranking wise, like the university like ranking as per their like what kind of students receive admit from these colleges. There are some colleges which accept students with low GPA as well, but there are some colleges which accept students with higher GPA only, because previous like in last year I have seen rejects from like low ranked colleges as well, from high ranked colleges as well. Like there were some students with 9 GPA and lot of research paper, they have received rejection from Northeastern University, Oregon State University, Drexel University. You'll know that these universities are of low rank, but these kind of students also have received rejections.
Madam, in case like
Hmm.
if you're working as a freelancer, suppose
Okay.
in US while
Mhm.
studying, if you're working as a freelancer, like a US staffing,
Mm-hmm.
so is there any like that time limit of 20 hours, or can we work more? It is not a permanent job. It is a from the campus itself. If you're working, is there any time limit?
Yeah, there is a time limit that I talked about
Because it is a
previously.
freelancing only. Freelancing only.
Mm-hmm.
After attending class,
Mm-hmm.
sitting at room and doing the work,
Mm-hmm.
will it affect like US staffing especially? Like if from India also we are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So even if after going to US,
Mm-hmm.
is it possible? Like how do they check?
Yeah, hi, Jofin. This is Pankaj, the co-host of this webinar.
Yeah,
As you are asking for the freelancing, I do have students who are working as a freelance, but that totally depends like how you're getting to get the payment, like for that freelance work. Like, are you getting that in the wages from the company that is working in the US, or you're working that for the other country?
from the
Because
US only. US
counted,
only.
right. So at the time will be provided the wages that would be like the per hour wages. So if you are working
Oh,
more than 20 hours a week and you are getting wages for more than 20 hours, then that will be like not eligible. But if it is under the 20 hours a week, then that would be eligible. You can work as a freelancer.
okay, okay, got it. Okay. So these are freelancing only where you don't get on a hourly basis. Suppose if you are hiring a person, on a staffing thing, we are hiring a person, then individually, getting the payment.
Yes, you can work the freelance, but the only thing that matters, like your wages, like how exactly the company is paying you, like that. If they are paying for the 20 hours and the amount is high, like for the per hour, like usually in part time you get $15, $20, $25, 30. Getting like $60, $65 for per hour, and that too calculated just 20 hours of duration, then there won't be any issue. But if that exceed the 20 hours of duration, then yes, there will be a like the kind of problem. They might ask you like how you can work more than 20 hours, right?
Suppose US staffing, like per hour you get a commission. Like say we are placing person in a IT company, and you get
Right.
a $5, and out of that $5 permanently, like if she's working for a 6 month, you get a commission for on ongoing till 6 month, you get a commission.
Right.
Suppose if this person is working in a day, he is working for 10 hours, you get a commission for per hour. If it is a $5 we are getting, so you get a $1 or $2 per hour you are getting
Right. 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 Right.
on his commission.
Mhm.
So how do we like? Is there
So
any
as
kind
I
of
said, like at the day end, what they will check your payout, the salary slip or something, like how much you are earning. You are getting according to 20 hours, or you are getting more than that, even as a freelancer.
okay, okay? And what is the general? So what is the timing of college? Can you please because
Like, are you
generally
talking
like
about
what?
academics?
Suppose like my daughter is going to bachelor's only, will be going for
Mhm.
bachelor's,
Mhm.
so maybe we need to arrange so if she is working in a, company in eastern region, she can
Mhm.
in the early morning she can get up and work for a company which is based at California.
Mhm.
So that way the time difference can be
Right. Right. So you are asking the classes timing, right?
classes timing, sir, the classes
Okay.
timing.
That totally depends like which college you are going to join. At the time you will be getting your offer letter, that will be mentioned. The intake will be start at what time and what would be your the course schedule and all. You can cross check on the university or the college website.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, to join into MBBS, which exams should we write to get the scholarships?
Yeah, hi Divya. Well, see Divya, for MBBS right now we are not dealing directly. Reason being because for MBBS, if you want to go to the country like USA, the very first thing like the budget would be too high. MBBS
Okay.
degree that might be like 4 crore to 6 crore, right? And the second thing, there are a lot of entrance exams and there are lots of like universities are not directly dealing with the consultant for the MBBS admissions. They first check the students' academics and all, and accordingly, like there's an entrance exam for the different universities and for the state also. So then, accordingly, once you clarify all those exams, then only you can take the admission, right?
Okay, sir.
Is it like if we are doing part-time job there, we can just do our expenses by ourselves by the next year?
Sorry, Kushal, I didn't get your question.
Actually, I was asking like if you are doing job there, you said that we cannot work more than 20 hours as a student, and
Right.
if we are getting $16 or $18 per hour, like we will
Mm-hmm.
get $1,000, and their living expense will be more than I think $1,000 only. So
Mm-hmm.
we cannot just fill our next tuition fee by ourselves. Is it like that?
Well, see, the part-time jobs can only help you, like in staying USA, and that too, like if I say the general amount, like half of the amount of whatever is the cost of living would be there. You can earn through part-time job, just the half of the amount of the living expense.
And rest we have to do by ourselves.
Right.
And what about the hostel and all things like is it like all of the colleges have their own hostels that we can stay by giving just hostel fee again?
See, usually what happen, what students do, like once you join the college or university, right? After 3 to 4 months, you have friend circle over there. You have Indian friends and all. So if like you are staying in the university or college hostel, and if you're getting apartment outside of the hostel, like cheaper than whatever you are paying to the college or university, then mostly students like make a pair and then they start living outside of the college. That's how they manage the expenses. But
I
first go from
think
here,
at
and some
starting
of
we
the
have to live in hostel only because the rent in New York or California is much more that we cannot even afford.
right, right. Totally agree and understand. But then you can do one thing, not only target to these two states only, you can look for the other options also.
Actually, I'm looking for a good state with a good budget, like 10 to 12 lakh for a year. I think that's enough to stay in New York.
We can do one thing, Kushal. Our team will connect you, and once we evaluate your profile and your budget and all, once we discuss that, and accordingly, we will provide you the options. Just cross check those options. If that best fit in your budget, then we can work and we can proceed accordingly, right? And if there would be any scholarship option, then we will let you know about that too.
Actually, I also want to know about that student loan because I'm gonna take student loan for approx 30 lakhs.
Okay. Well,
Will
see,
that
for
be enough
student
for
loans,
three to
there are
four
two
years?
terms and condition. The very first thing, like if your mother or father, student's mother or father is in the government job, then you can get the 85% of the total tuition fee. And the second condition is like if your mother or father is not in the government job, then you must need to have your own house in the name of students
Actually, my
or
mother
in the
is
name of
in
student.
central government job like police, and my father is also in a state government job, municipal
Mhm.
corporation. So, what will be the criteria of getting the loan? Where to
So in
apply for
that
loan?
case, you can connect to any of the government bank, like in any of the bank which in which you have already have an account. You can connect them and you can cross check with them. They will let you know about the terms and condition. And
The banks are gonna give us 85% of the scholarship, or you say student loan, and then
no, the
15% as
85% I'm talking about, that is the total tuition fee amount. Like the out of total tuition fee, 85% of the amount would be like the education loan. Then you can easily get. And rest totally depends on your CIBIL, like how good your CIBIL and all. Accordingly, bank will disperse the loan.
like if a college has a 14 lakh per year for tuition fee, and
Mhm.
we have to just apply for 3 to 4 years loan of college fee, then
Mhm.
how much will the bank offer us?
Well, see, for that, the exact amount you can cross check with the bank only. That totally depends on the bank, like how much they are providing you. But I'm just giving you the general idea. Like out of total tuition fee, you will be getting the 85%.
Okay, thank you.
So one small doubt: this 100% scholarship, is it a genuine one, or like is it just like because normally we see like a fully funded, full ride scholarship. All these are genuine only.
Yes, sir. These are the genuine scholarships.
How to get it, sir? What is the procedure to get it?
For
The
that, sir, the
scholarship.
very first thing, like we need the student's profile, right? And once we cross check the profile, and as per the university or college criteria, we have to share that with the university or college. We have to apply for the particular program. And if students best fit in that particular program, if there's any specific exam, like the entrance exam, then you have to qualify that. And if they are paying that scholarship like on the basis of merit, then whomsoever is the like comes in the merit in top 3 students, they are going to get the scholarship.
Yeah, top 3. Okay.
Can you tell me that which job the students are offered in US?
Are you talking about the part-time jobs?
Yes, I'm talking about the part-time jobs.
Well, see, in part-time jobs, they are like in-campus or the out-campus jobs. If we talk about the in-campus jobs, like you can work in the in-campus job, like the in university or college for university or colleges magazines and for the laboratories which are available. And apart from that, the placement cells, and apart from that, the project work you can help for the you can get from the university or college, and you can help.
Just tell me about the better one, like which one gives us more money because that is what we need, no?
That totally depends. Like once you reach to the college or university, you have to check like in the college and outside of the campus. Then you have to cross check, and accordingly, whomsoever is paying the best amount, you can join that.
What about this McDonald and other cafe jobs? Does college allow us to do job there?
Yes, yes, yes. College doesn't have any problem with that.
And what about the hostel? Is the hostel have any restrictions or like student cannot go out?
Well, that totally depends from college to college and university to university. However, yes, there are some restrictions in the college about the time. Sorry, in hostel about the timings. So according to your timings, you have to work.
Okay, so basically, if we have to like stay out for late night, then we have to on our own rent.
Right, like you first have to check with your hostel staff, like the admin and all, and the warden, and accordingly you can like manage that time.
Can you just tell about some colleges in New York that is cheaper and
Kushal, your voice is very low. Like we can barely hear you. Can you please speak up?
is it audible now? Yeah, is it audible now?
Yes, yes, yes. Now Kushal, it is on.
Yeah, I was asking that is it like any colleges in New York or California only which is cheaper than 12 to 13 lakhs or 12 13 lakhs budget
It's
the
not
first semester?
as Ms. Shalu said. Like there are other colleges also, but then you have to compromise with the ranking of the colleges. You will get the colleges in other locations too, but in that case, you have to compromise with the ranking.
Okay, does the ranking of the college affect our packages?
Not exactly, but yes, the ranking of the colleges affects like if you go for like some other college, like if you're going for the transfer and all, like from one college to another college. What exactly happened in the US? Just because of the scholarship, student used to take transfer from one college to another. But at the time of the taking transfer from one college to another, if your college is ranking low, might be possibility that other college won't accept your transfer.
Okay, so basically we have to do a 4 year graduation course there and then we have to come back to India. Like, so will there be job opportunities in India also? Like,
Yes, there are job possibilities in India. Definitely there are.
okay, so it will be higher than US or lower than the US or it depends on the college to college.
Oh, no, it's not like that. But in India, you won't be getting the package whatever you can get in the USA, right? You'll be getting the less package as compared to US.
Okay, but we cannot get the citizenship of USA by studying only, I think.
Well, that totally depends because sometime I have seen students like gone there just for the citizenship and the green card and all, but they won't get it for more than 7 or 10 years.
Okay, so what if we got a job in USA? Will we get the citizenship at the same?
Kaushal, for this, getting the job in the USA, you will get the H-1B visa for which is for work permit, but getting the citizenship in the USA is quite difficult as compared to other countries. If you're looking for citizenship or PR, then we'll recommend to go for Canada. Getting the PR or citizenship in Canada is much easier than the other countries.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else having any question or queries? Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Shreyas. How are you?
Fine, sir. My wife had completed GNM nursing in 2011, and she has 12 years of experience as a staff nurse in bank statement with salary slip legal experience in Selby Hospital.
Yes, Mr. Patel, I'm very well aware about your wife's profile. You have joined the Canada webinar also. You have spoken with Mr. Khurana in last
Yes,
webinar, I remember.
yes, yes.
So, like you are planning for the USA also?
But my wife has only 5.5 and IELTS.
Uh-huh.
So no possibility for Canada. Canada demands 7 bands, 6.5 band, 6 band.
Right, Mr. Patel, I totally agree and understand, but I would suggest like just give the IELTS once again. So 5.5 band, even if you go for the USA also, you won't be getting the much better option as compared to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And as your profile is already in discuss with Mr. Khurana, our immigration lawyer, so
Yes.
like if he is saying like yes, you can get the Canadian visa, so you can go for that, sir. That would be like much easier for you as compared to US, because getting visa in the US, like the settlement. If I talk about after study, if you want to get settled over there, that's hard as compared to Canada. So I will suggest let's just stick with the Canada option and for that only.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Hi Meenakshi ma'am, आपके पास कोई question है? If you have any question, you can go ahead.
So all the questions are already asked by others. So I think I'm fine.
All right. Anybody else having any question? Please ask. Shalu ma'am, I believe that that's it. Everyone is like already asked their questions. So I believe it's time to end the webinar, and you
Yeah.
can share the number on the screen so that everyone can note down, and if they
Yeah.
have any questions, they can connect us.
So as you can see this contact number and this is our website link. So you can visit our website and you can contact us on this number if you have any further queries regarding this webinar and for any other country or as per your profile. So you can just share a profile with us on this number. You can note down this number and do contact us if you have any further queries. Yeah. So shall we end this webinar if anyone else do not have any questions?
Yes, yes.
Okay then. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining this webinar.